Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tarnation TV's broadcasting this evening. It is April 4th, 2026. We are at Fluid Raceway. Very cool custom shot. We'll talk about that a little bit later. More importantly, in honor of Cannon Lake Hinnant, the 6th annual End Gun Violence Memorial Race. We've got a foundation with donations tonight. We've got QR codes we'll be showing you throughout the evening. Without further ado, let's get to it with the pre-show festivities. My name is Blaine Donlan, joined here by Brian Wolf and, of course, Rod Westy.
Yep, we're back at it again. We do this every year for Brian Wolf and the Cannon family, and it's kind of a neat little setup. It's a Fluid Raceway. Basically, it's Michigan with a few tweaks and whatnot. Last year, I remember you had the drone going around. We had found a lot of neat little things. But really, you want to learn more about it? Well, let's ask this guy. Brian Wolf, can you tell us a little bit more about tonight's race?
Absolutely, yeah. We will get to that. Howdy, everybody, and welcome. I got to apologize right off the bat and get one thing out of the way. You guys know I'm kind of flustered today. It's a big day for me putting all this together, trying to get all this stuff. Just a nervous wreck, and I'm going to try to get through this as best I can. My notes are topsy-turvy, upside down and inside out, so we're just going to start at the beginning, and I'm going to start with Cannon Lake Hinnant is a registered trademark and must not be used without written and or otherwise consent from Bonnie Parker, which we have all of her permissions to do this, and we're so grateful to her, and we thank her for sharing Cannon with us. Let's see, where do we go from here, man? 6th annual. Can you believe it, Blaine?
Yeah, dude.
Man, we've been doing this a while, and every year it just seems to be getting more and more. I'm at a loss for words, but it's, man, look how far we've come. We've got our own track dedicated to Cannon, just specifically for this event, with replicas of all the things and all the, a lot of the good stuff that's come out of the tragedy. We'll talk about that in a minute, without going into too much great detail. A lot of people know who Cannon is, what his story is. But we're just so grateful to be here, man, after 6 years of doing this. Just the history behind it and all these guys coming together. I know it is Easter weekend, and to have all these guys dedicated to this event and to come out and, just honor Cannon this way. And we're going to talk a lot about the Ride on Cannon Foundation, just one of the many great things that have come from this tragedy. Cannon Hinnant was 5 years old back in 2020. In August of 2020, was murdered, lost his life due to gun violence, and that's why we put on this for him, to honor him and remember him, and at least try to make a scratch in our fight to end gun violence. That's what it's about. I haven't even gone over any of the new statistics for this year. It's still kind of early in the year, but Cannon's 11th birthday would have been this month, and so happy Easter weekend to everybody. If I could, I'll give it back to you, Blaine, for just a minute so I can gather my thoughts here.
Yeah, no problem. This is a super awesome track. We're just kind of taking a wander around here, all the awesome work that John Godfrey's done with this thing. Like, we got the Wolf hauler right here with the Cannon 29, sponsored by ACOC Reynolds. There's, of course, John Godfrey's car, the 711 Hubba Bubba. There's all kinds of little Easter eggs hiding around here. They got the ball diamond in the middle. We've got a video package that was produced by Brian Wolf himself and Fluid Studios that we're going to play here in a bit. It's about 8 minutes long. When we get to happy hour, we'll do that. Question for you, Brian. Are we doing?
Sure.
We're doing a real qualifying session, right? We're not doing a lottery.
Yeah, we'll be qualifying tonight. These guys are out here practicing now. We can focus on some of their paint schemes and talk a little bit about how everything comes together. That's why I'm so nervous, because every little detail has to come together all at once. And we had a few drivers kind of that were here before and could not make it tonight due to some family celebrations going on and stuff. It is Easter weekend, but a couple key drivers may not be here tonight. We will talk about them. But some of the paint schemes, Bernie Mobbs did a lot of these. Rodney Sullins did a lot of these paint schemes, and they all tie to Canon, you know, in some way or another. And there's some other guys who have brought paint schemes here that I'm really proud of. And the cars are looking so great this year. And and the other thing we probably could talk about too is the core issue that we had in the past. You're going to see a really good, clean, clear. No blinky outy race tonight with with hopefully no glitches. I know I got some bad weather coming my way tonight. These guys keep trying to jinx me, but yeah, we'll try to stay live and on top of it, Rod. But first of all, I want to thank a lot of people for this to happen, especially the league, All-Star Racing League. ASR has given me a home. They've let me bring this track here and bring this event here. This was going on 3 years now. A lot of these guys have been in these events. I know Nate Balser and Perry Bond has made just about all of these races. There's a lot of guys here that are, there's actually a couple, one or two guys here that are brand new to this event that started racing with us at ASR back here, and they're actually driving a couple throwback cars for me, cars that I've actually raced. We had the numbers changed on them. Dave Little and Dale Shalinsky are new to this event, and they were gracious enough to drive a couple of my throwback cars to get those paint schemes back in the field, and I really appreciate that, man. It's just a nice tribute to Canon and me, and and it's just it's a really cool thing. Excuse me.
Yeah,
I'm already talking too much.
We're going to take a look at some of these things here now. Pretty awesome, the stuff these guys come up with. And a lot of these, we don't see these guys race anywhere else. You see, they're all custom branded with the End Gun Violence hashtag. And,
right.
Race Against Crime. And we're on Cody Lamas right now. The 48 looks sharp, to say the least. And you'll see that QR code up there.
Yeah, the 48 is new to us too. Oh, yeah, I can. That's really cool, man. And we're going to get to that in a minute too, because the Ride on Canon Foundation was founded, by Teresa Welsh and Canon's mother, Bonnie Parker, and just the great work that these people do. We're going to get to that in a minute, but I wanted to pause here since you are on that 48 car. Look at that thing, man. He's new to this race too as well. And Cody Lamas is no stranger to winning races like this. In fact, Blaine, if you remember, you covered a race when we did that. We did a race at Daytona for the Alzheimer's benefit thing.
Right.
And Cody Lamas won the race, and I finished second to him at Daytona on television. That was a very exciting finish. We were so pumped at that race, and we just had a good time. So Cody Lamas, we welcome him to this event too. And that's a really cool paint scheme. He's got that take a bite out of crime thing. And if you look at that car closely on the hood, you'll see McGruff the crime dog, and he's got like a magnifying glass, and there's an image of Canon in there. And that's really neat. Yeah.
Oh, did he get off the track? Oh, he did.
He might have.
Let me rewind it. I'll grab it. I want to see that. I didn't notice that.
But we'll go through a lot of these cars. Garland Oaks, who couldn't make it tonight, he had some family things come up too. So he's got a sub driver, Ulysses Sandoval, is going to be driving the number 67 Ride on Canon Foundation sponsored car. So that's going to be a fun one to watch, because like I said, we'll get to the foundation in a minute, but some of these cars, man, are just so cool. And they, like I said, they pertain to Canon, and all of his superheroes are represented here. Spider-Man, the Hulk, which is a really cool car. Yeah, there's that thing of Canon.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the billboards.
That's
here
pretty
too.
neat.
A lot of cool billboards on the back straightaway too, as Lamas was driving around there. They basically put I lost it. Where are all the cars in turn 1 and 2? They must be on the billboards in 1 and 2. I'm over here in 3 and 4. Let's speed this thing up a bit. There they are. I noticed that whole row coming onto the back straight. You've got a lot of the cars actually on the billboards. Just hats off again to John Godfrey for being able to customize this whole thing. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. John Godfrey did an amazing job with this. And if you look on the wall below those billboards, it's no longer turn 3. You'll see what it says there right on the wall in turn 3 underneath his billboards.
Yeah, it's got Cannon's Corner, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's pretty neat. And then I think it's turns 1 and 2. We have a lot of the past and present drivers from ASR are all represented here because, this track really belongs to them. And so we wanted to honor. Oh, and you're just now scrolling past the picture of Autry Waits. You'll get to it here in a second. We're actually using his setup tonight. We lost him 5 years ago. And
what number did he use to drive?
I want to say it was a 3-digit number. I'm pretty sure. You'll get to his billboard here in just a second.
Yeah, I'm scooping around.
He always drove those bright yellow cars, and I can't recall his number off the top of my head. You threw me off on that one.
Oh, okay. There's a couple of 013s.
So where were we? Oh, yeah, all the guys that showed up tonight, man. I just got to thank them because being in these special cars, that pertain to Cannon and stuff, it's just a great celebration of life for him. And I know this is something he would have enjoyed. Cannon was the type of kid that I really believe from seeing some of the pictures of him that he was about to step in. Yeah, there's Autry. And right next to that is his car on the right of his car there.
And we're using his setups, he said tonight, eh? He's responsible for a lot of garage work.
Yeah, this would have been, he was a master at setups. In fact, this is his race setup from Michigan NRT, which is what this track is actually modeled after, is my home track of Michigan, and that's kind of why we did it. But we had it located in Wilson, North Carolina. Not too many. 416, that was his number. I'm sorry.
So who is, you sent me the name, Teresa Welch.
Teresa Welch is co-founder of the Ride On Cannon Foundation. Now, what these folks do, and I hope she makes it into the chat down there, if you can maybe try to locate her. I don't know if she's been in there yet. She was maybe going to come in and give us some stats and some goals and maybe perhaps their mission statement.
Yeah, some of the drivers too, by the way, aren't on the track in practice, but during the race, we'll definitely have way more paint schemes to look at. It looked like there was only about 8 or 9 guys on the track. You've got about 25 to 30 guys in the race, so we'll definitely be going through the whole field, checking out all these awesome paint schemes.
Oh yeah, one I want to mention too is one that we may not see tonight, and I was really bummed about this one because it was kind of last minute. I didn't have another driver to put in this car, but Nelson Rodriguez, better known as Postal, he's in one of the lead admins here at ASR, was driving the number 7 Wilson County Police Department vehicle, and it's painted up just like one of the Wilson police cars. And that had a lot to do with honoring Officer MJ Harrison down there. He was one of the first on scene with Cannon when Cannon was injured, and he stayed with him and comforted him and stayed with Cannon. He was with him in a lot of his final moments. So we consider that guy to be a hero, and that's why I wanted his car represented here. It would be Postal had some type of an emergency with one of his family members this afternoon, so he was going to really try to make it back, but if not, we're definitely going to miss him. Let's see, we've got some other cool sponsors in here tonight too. Another newcomer to this event is going to be Robert Spring, and he is driving the cerebral palsy awareness car. Mike Mangialardi is going to be driving for a friend of mine. His name is Tim Roberto, and he heads up this organization called SOTS, S-O-T-S, and it stands for Stomp Out the Stigma.
Oh, cool.
And he is a drug and alcohol counselor first and foremost, but he's been just a great influence on the recovery community. And what they do is they offer free counseling for first responders who's, for whatever reason, they may have had their mental health compromised for PTSD, different addictions, and substance abuse issues and stuff like that. So and it's all free, and it's there's nothing with life insurance involved or anything like that. It's all nonprofit. So and it's all, anonymous. So that's what Mike Mangialardi's doing for us tonight.
That's cool, man. Yeah. That Robert Spring car, that's probably the coolest looking car on the whole track. I mean, I don't know who painted that thing, but he's gosh darn talented, I tell you.
I knew that one.
That was me.
Which one? Oh, that was the Robert
74.
Spring car?
Yeah.
The cerebral palsy car?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was important to him. So, I mean, if it's important to him, then it's important to me that he bring that out here. And it's just a cool additive to this, once a year Goodwill event. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We've got Nate Balser. Let's talk about him. Cannon loved animals. He was an animal lover, and a lot, some people even called him the kitten whisperer because he loved kittens and animals. And but Nate Balser has always driven for some type of a cause, in the ASPCA Be Kind to Animals, deal. So we put up a couple of pictures that I had of Cannon, holding his kittens on the side of that car for Nate Balser. So you'll see that one here tonight.
Yeah, I was actually focused on that a little earlier.
Yeah, so that's a neat element to have, come and join us. And then like I said, all the superheroes are represented. Javier Negron's got a brand new Flash car tonight. Perry Bond in the number 60, Captain America. And Dinger, Wayne Meldinger drives this incredible. Oh, there's Rodney Sullins in the Hulk, or I mean, not the Hulk, but the Joker car. And Wayne Meldinger drives that incredible Hulk car. Now that thing is awesome. That thing is, I'm going to drive that one of these days.
Yeah, that's a cool one. We were focused on that one a little bit really before neat. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shalinsky's got Team Cannon. He's rocking the old school wings that you always used to put on the hood. You still do in some respect, but it's evolved over the years. But that's an older car that Shalinsky's driving.
Yeah, that's from like 2022. Yeah. I think that was one of the cars I drove it fast. Yep, that's it right there.
That
Team
was
Cannon.
Yeah, because they just changed the number because you run a 29, but they switched it to a 94. That's cool.
Right. Yeah. That's why I thanked those guys earlier because Dale Shalinsky and also Dave Little is driving a car that I drove in 2021 with his number on it. I drove it at TDR, finished out my season out there. That was first year. We drove a full season for Cannon, so we had that one. But that's really neat to see these guys, doing that for me and for Cannon. It's really cool.
I forgot Randy Waugh on the Spider-Man car.
Yeah, Randy Waugh in the Spider-Man car. This is his like 4th or 5th appearance in this race too. He's always a threat to win. He's, that's the other thing about these drivers that we've assembled here is, this is the elite drivers from around the community, and ASR here especially. It's just I can't ask for more. You know what I mean? I knew this race wasn't going to go off without a couple, a hitch here or there, but. Man, we are going to have so much fun tonight. This is going to be great. And I'm going to continue on here with, the things that pertain to Cannon. John Godfrey, who created this track, he actually created and worked on this track when I was in the hospital having cancer surgery. And I can remember texting him on the phone and, I could just... Thank God for guys like John Godfrey, willing to work with somebody like me because, I'm sure I drove him crazy, but I mean, look at the result though. I mean, he created this and took a lot of the stuff that a lot of the content, I guess you'd call it, that I gave him and placed it around the track and just did a fantastic job with this. And he drives actually the number 711 Hubba Bubba Bubble Tape.
Say that 3 times fast.
Right,
Pardon?
Yeah.
I just noticed too. Godfrey's amazing. I mean, he helped retexture the track. But currently I'm just flying through the field here and I noticed the 11 is back. Todd Wilson, he won this thing last year and almost won it the year before, I believe. Let's take a look at the previous winners. So he won last year, and then the year before he was actually second. Todd Wilson, we'll talk about him. In fact, you'll see a quote of his that he had wrote to me after last year's race that was really touching. He said it in the post-race interview, and it was impossible to follow that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cause I just watched that one from last year. And when he spoke so,
was amazing.
Eloquently, I want to say.
Yep.
Is that right? But man, what a true champion! And he's driving that number 11 baseball-themed Miracle Leagues car, and you'll see a replica of Hinnant Field down on the infield of the grass of the track that we put there for him. The scoreboard's back on the garage area, and you'll see a really cool thing at the end of this race tonight when we pay honor to the Miracle Leagues and Cannon at the same time. But yeah, last year's champion, that car is really neat. I believe Bernie Mobbs painted that one. But John Godfrey, yeah, back to him on the he drives the Hubba Bubba bubble tape every year. This will be his like fourth or I want to say fifth appearance in this race. So we're looking forward to tonight. Now there's a lot of we have a couple handful of newcomers, and we have a bunch of guys that are repeat not only winners but participants in this race.
What's the total driver count for tonight? I see 25 have logged a lap in practice.
I was going to say 25, I believe. I had 20. I'm sorry. I had 30 slated and a couple on standby. But if I said midweek this week, being Easter weekend, if I get to 20, terrific. If not, I'm sorry, if we get to 30, that's terrific. But if I'd be really happy if we got 20 on this weekend, because dummy me, scheduled this thing not realizing it was Easter weekend, 6 months ago. You know what I mean? So it's hard to expect these guys to, right? Yeah. There's a couple few I'm still not seeing. The 22, I don't know if Palmer fell off the earth here this past week, but
yeah, we do actually. By the way, we have Teresa in the YouTube chat, and I confirming it. I said, "Hey, do we have Teresa here?" She's like, "I am here in the YouTube chat."
Oh, great!
As Dakota 18. So nice of you to join us, Teresa, and hopefully we can put on a good show for you tonight. This is an all-star. This is hosted by ASR, which stands for All Star Racing. So this will be a good one. And Michigan's a great track. So.
That's outstanding, and I'm so glad to hear that, because I was wanting her to put up some stats and maybe what some of their goals are and some of the goals that they've met this past year. I know they just had a big event this past weekend in Virginia, I believe. She can put all that up there, and you can relay that to our audience, and she can probably clean this up a little bit. But the Ride on Cannon Foundation, actually, what these folks do is they provide. Most importantly to me and to this event, they provide bicycles, school supplies, backpacks, clothes, shoes, toys, and things, meals and things like this. And they just provided Easter for a ton of kids. I guess 2,000 people showed up to their last event.
Wow.
And and it's all through, donations and contributions to the thing. And what I like most about this is, this is a nonprofit group. It's the Ride on Cannon Foundation. They don't have, big CEOs that they pay a salary to. These folks don't take a salary. This is all on volunteer work. So if you were to donate and help us put one bike under one kid, man, I would be just beside myself with joy. You know what I mean?
Is this the first? I think this is the first year we've had an actual donation link. Is it not? Or did we do it last year too? I can't remember.
No, this is the first time. This is the first time, and we want to give something back. We want to be able to give something back to these folks, because Cannon's mother, Cannon's mama, Bonnie Parker, and Teresa Welsh, work on this together. They're kind of the co-founders of the Ride on Cannon. I call it the ROCF. Everything's an acronym around here in sim racing, but
yes, it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, what these folks just provide, just happiness for kids, and a lot of like underprivileged families, around their communities. And like I said, they don't take a salary. 100% of your donation goes into helping out some kid somewhere. You know what I mean? So whether it's, school supplies or filling up their backpacks themselves, clothes, shoes, bicycles. I couldn't even tell you how many bicycles they've given to kids.
You want me to tell you?
If you could, go over some of those stats, because actually I got to step away for just a second. I got something pop up here. I got to step away for just a minute. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. If I could give you guys the reins for a minute.
Yep, no problem. Do you got the numbers, Rod? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. Hold on.
Let her rip, buddy. We got Teresa in the YouTube chat live, and of course, Brian asks for numbers, and he shall receive.
Yeah, we do like that when they have people that feed us information. It makes us look really, really good.
Yeah.
About, I believe that is 180 bicycles over the past 2 weeks.
130.
130. Okay, so my graphics are a little bit messed up on that.
Yep.
So, in the past 2 weeks, 65 Wilsons. I guess that's
That's the city.
Oh, okay. In Wilson. Okay, 65 in Virginia, and to this date, 452 bikes. Wow. That's a lot.
Yep. And 898 kids sponsored at Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, these guys are putting up numbers, man. This is cool. Like the Canon, it's called the Ride On Canon Foundation. Again, that QR code you've been staring at for the past 20 minutes, that if you use your telephone machine to highlight that, it'll bring you to rideoncanonfoundation.org. That link is also in the descriptable below this video. If you just click on that, it takes you straight to it. You can donate right there. It's automatically hooked up right into PayPal and everything else. So if you want to send money, there's all kinds of ways to do that. So it'd be glorious if you could just click on the thing and go drop $5. We always kind of do that math. If we got 50 people watching this and they all drop $5, they're gonna. And I mean, how much does a bike cost?
Yeah,
that's another
at least
question.
One
I'm
bike
not
for
sure.
one kid.
But I mean, we've made this little YouTube channel. We've done some fundraisers in the past, and we've been able to generate hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. It's kind of crazy that we a little YouTube thing like this, surrounded by this NASCAR racing 2003 community, can generate money for stuff like this quick. So yeah, click on the thing. This is live after the race. That link will remain active, I'm guessing, indefinitely. So there's definitely not a time limit to donate.
Yeah, we could even have, if somebody could put a link in the chat there, maybe have, maybe relay that to Teresa to put the link up in there. And what that does is, I think that QR code actually, it takes you to the Ride on Canon Foundation website.
Yeah.
And on that website is a donate button. You know what I mean? So you can look and see what they do, what their mission statement is, and all that stuff. And it's all, it's like, again, it all came out of a tragedy. It's just, the good that can come out of a tragedy. And it's, they named that organization because, the fact I hate to say this. Yeah. When Cannon was murdered, he was on his bicycle.
Yeah.
And he was he was 5 years old, just starting out to, he was looking forward to going to school and just starting out on that bike. You know what I mean? It's
horrible to look at you see a picture of Cannon, Cannon Blake Hinnant, and then it says 2015 to 2000, or 2015 to 2020 for
right.
the years active, and I'm like, man, it boggles my mind. You can have, he wasn't even getting started, and it was all taken away.
Just a couple of things real quick. I know I'm switching gears on the left and right here. I want to highlight, where did he go?
Who you got?
Dennis McCarthy. Dennis okay. McCarthy, 024.
That was a cool one.
In that Oodles and Noodles car.
Yeah.
Because they are just now going to qualifying. So we've got about 4 or 5 minutes left before we jump into happy hour and play that video. But anyway, I had, it was a few years back when we were first putting these races together, and I wanted to know more about Cannon and what he liked and the things that he was into, like the superheroes and what he liked to eat, and hence the Hubba Bubba Bubble Tape. That was his favorite candy.
Drivers, to your cars.
Okay, they're calling us to qualifying.
Yeah,
if you guys want to do that, okay. So we are just exactly on time. So we're missing Postal, I think, still. But anyway, that Oodles and Noodles car, That was that was Cannon's favorite thing to eat, according to Bonnie.
Well, it's
I
healthy
had her
diet,
on
eh?
the phone. Yeah, I had her on the phone a couple of years back when we were putting these races together. I wanted to learn more about Cannon, so I was asking her, what Cannon liked to eat, and I'm going to do my best Bonnie Parker impression here, but it was so funny. I had to giggle because they're from the South, you know what I mean? And she says to me, just like this,
That's
she
fun
says,
accent, yeah.
she says, Brian, she says, that young'un would eat oodles and noodles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day of the week if I let him. So we had to have that represented out here for Cannon. And that's just one of the other things
and Robert's in the 55, he's always rocking the Crocs car.
Yeah,
Because, like, the kid liked to have comfortable feet, so he wore foam sandals all the time.
Exactly.
While eating a bowl of oodles.
Yeah, and exactly. A lot of the pictures you see of Cannon, he's either wearing his cowboy boots or his Crocs, his camouflage Crocs. And if you look at that car close, which Ken Roberts is driving, and I was glad to see him finally show up. He likes to make me wait for the last minute. He knows I'm going crazy today, and he likes to throw stuff on the pile.
On purpose,
but it's just another thing. It's just another way we have fun around here. And I think tonight's going to be a doozy of a race. Hopefully the cautions will be down. We have Cannon's little brother, Bryson Parker, driving our pace car tonight. So I hope he enjoys that. Maybe he'll get to see this. I don't know. But if any of Cannon's family or friends are watching, we welcome you to the 6th annual. We're going to have fun. Hopefully we're going to put on a real good race for you tonight. 60 laps should go by pretty quick. This track, man, it drives fast. You're going to see 210, 211 going down into turn 1.
Yeah.
In the draft. You're going to see an even, 205, 204 down the back in the draft. And it's just, you can get over 204 miles an hour here by yourself. So, but the setup we have is really stable. It was provided by Autry Waits, as I said, one of our guys that we lost here about 5 years ago. And we're going to play this video. I'm trying to stay away from that video and I'll let it be self-explanatory, but it's basically, stuff we do every year. It's the national anthem, and Bobby Kiger, our good friend and friend of Cannon's family, does the invocation again. And our grand marshals, Cannon's family and stuff are all included in that. So, man, hit that donate button, folks. Let's, help out some kids. This is going to be fun.
So I know for you, Brian, that it's a gigantic, stressful mess for you leading up the week before this thing. You're rushing to get everything checked and everything else. But you know what? Once the green flag goes, it's out of your control. We're going.
Yeah.
That's the stress relief, is actually just put me on the track and let me start running this thing.
Yeah, that's it. So now we're past the point of no return, actually being into qualifying. So, I did say earlier too, when I put out the practice post tonight, Blaine, we can't allow for one restart if there's some kind of catastrophic issue on the first lap, we can allow for a restart or maybe even two, depending on. Hopefully we won't need it. And
hey, man, if you got to do a restart, we just throw up that QR code again for another minute. It's not going to hurt nobody.
Yeah, we can. Hopefully, you guys can relay some of the stats or some of.
Teresa's going to work, man. We've got tons of stuff to talk about. She's put it all in there. We'll definitely get to it. So thanks for watching, Teresa. Thanks for watching everybody else. We've got 50 people on here already. So if every one of those 50 people, donates $10, easy mathematics.
50 viewers?
$500. Yep.
That is
50
sweet. That
views
is way
total.
More than I.
They may have come and left, but it still counts. So it's we've got 50 hits on the video. Concurrent viewers right now, I can tell you if you want to know, about 20. So people are piling in.
Sweet.
And we're headed out to happy hour. So yeah, you want to get on track, run some laps, and we'll play your little video package, and then we'll be going green in about 10.
Actually, yeah, let me do that. And by the way, tonight I have a brand new car painted by Rodney Solins.
Cool.
It is the new Ride On Cannon sponsored Chevy. It's just like the orange and gray one with the Marvel Comics on the hood and Cannon's wings and stuff. Only now it's blue. We just changed the color to blue. Blue for boys, and let's go racing, boys.
That's it, man. Thanks, Brian, man. Have a good night, man. Great race. Let's do it.
I'll talk to you after.
Rock and roll. All right, Rod, we'll watch Brian's video package here now, and then we'll join you when this is finished, right back on the starting grid. And we'll get to go through all these cars as they do the parade lap to take the green.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, this is a one. Well, you can see there from the stats. We've got 60 laps on the clock. We're running 2x pit frequency, which we'll talk more about that later. We can always, we'll just watch Brian's video right now. This video produced by Fluid Studios and Brian Wolf.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're fixing to enjoy a wonderful, wonderful race put together by Brian Wolf and all of his friends who've worked so hard to put this event together. I know they're excited. I know all the drivers are excited, all the behind the scenes people, the technical people, videographers, all that's entailed to be able to put this race together. We want to thank you for continuing to care about Canon Hinnant. Brian, especially you, buddy. You are torchbearer for that child, and I sure appreciate it. Gentlemen, have a great race, and thank you so much for standing in the gap for Canon.
Took this first pitch. We've got two of our athletes helping Miss Bonnie Parker. Bonnie, how far do you want to move up? We're about midway. She's a former softball player, so we know she has an arm. All right, they'll stand beside her and help her out. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
And now here to perform the American National Anthem, please welcome our Galaxy Social Night Contest winner, the tiny but mighty 7-year-old singer from Los Angeles, Malaya Emma Chandragwijaya.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. Yeah! o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Canon Blake Hinnant's earthly resting place in Spring Hope, North Carolina. I wanted to share with you a little video footage of this beautiful place. So folks, love Canon Hinnant. Love him. Many of us do. We're his warriors. Hello race fans, my name is Bobby Kiker. I'm coming to you live from Spring Hope, North Carolina at the earthly resting place of Canon Blake Hinnant. Brian Wolf's asked me to give today's invocation, and I'm most happy to do that. Father in heaven, Lord, we do thank you for this day. We thank you for your mercy and grace. We thank you for blessings seen and unseen, blessings known and unknown. We thank you for all the drivers that are participating in today's race, the sponsors, all the people who's helped put this together. Lord, we praise you and thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. And I just want to continue on and say this. Canon Blake Hinnant has an army of followers. Canon's army. Would you please consider becoming one of Canon's warriors today?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Can we love you? Drivers, start your engines.
All right, that video courtesy of Brian Wolf of Fluid Studios. They're on YouTube, of course. And, well, yeah, there's the Tarnation TV schedule. We got a busy week next week, man. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It won't all fit on there, but thanks for watching. We'll get back to this thing right there. So, yeah, if you are interested in the technical jargon, we are running the Generation 6 2015 Cup Physics, created by the Bull Ring. So that's the cars we'll be looking at. Cup physics is a little bit different than the truck physics, obviously, but yeah, the Cup's got more horsepower. That's why these guys are able, like Brian was saying, they're rolling over 210 mile an hour in the draft down the back straightaway. So this is a fast track and a wide track, and with Autry weights, you know, rest in peace Autry, creating the setups in this old school simulator. It's one of the most popular, probably one of the best NASCAR simulators ever built, and that Autry was a wizard in the garage behind the scenes to, you know, setting up shocks and tire pressures, truck bars, and all kinds of stuff. And
all that stuff, nothing about.
Yeah, no, really. Like, I mean, yeah. I understand sort of how it works, but mechanically, I don't know. But yeah, he knew what he's doing. You're a setup guy too, so you know what you're doing.
I know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we are. We're grading up.
Drivers, to your cars.
All right.
We'll go through real quick, like onto the qualifying order. The new guy, as we talked about earlier, Cody Lamas, is on the pole. Outside is wasn't last year he finished second. The year before he was the winner, or last year
Tim,
he was the winner.
Last year, talking about Tim won last year. The year before,
won last year and second the year before. Sorry, I had it backwards. He's starting second. Josh McCarrill third. Wayne, I'm going to screw this one up. Meldinger.
Meldinger, yeah, you got it
That
right.
Dinger. So that's a new one for me because I always know him as ASR Dinger. He starts fourth. Chuck Taylor out there. He is in a superhero car like I got mentioned, the Iron Man car. Then one and the only David Chin starting sixth. Seventh is Ken Roberts. Eighth is Danny Little. Ninth is Dennis McCarthy. 10th is Nate Balzer. 11th is going to be ASR Hood. 12th, Randy Waugh. 13th, Perry Bond. 14th, Mike Brush. 15th, Dave Solinsky. 16th is Robert Spring. 17th is Ulysses Sandoval subbing for Garland Oaks tonight. 18th is that Blaine Donovan guy. You always seem to beat me in qualifying. I don't know what it is. 19th is Mike Mangialardi. 20th, Robert Breedlow. 22nd in the 21st and the 22nd car is Billy Elliser. Then I get there in there, somewhere in there. Then we have Mark Paglia. Gosh, I'm going to have a drink. Brian Wolf, Javier Negron, John Godfrey, and rounding out the field in the Joker car tonight is one and the only great painter, Rodney Sellens.
Yeah, Rodney does a lot of work in the community. There's a lot of guys in this work that do a lot of work in the community. But I had Brian was hollering at me. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, Brian, we heard your request. What do you got?
Well, no points tonight, just bragging rights. Out here to try to raise money for the Cannon Memorial Fund. What is this race is all about. And then having the bragging rights like Brian Bauckham, Ken Roberts, Craig Hagley, Dennis Chambers, and Todd Wilson, previous winners of the 5 previous winners of this event. That's all they're here for, is to raise money and to try to win the race for Cannon.
And like we said, we got the pace car driver here. Bryson Parker. Oops, that's not the pace car. That is. Bryson Parker driving the pace car this evening.
Headed it down pit road right now. See if Cody Almas can get a breakaway on this track. Yeah, he even started front. Cody Almas was just a little bit ahead to begin with, but he's got there. It looks like Josh Mercurio is going to be right on Cody's tail. Give him a nice little help down that straightaway. Drafting does come into play here. Oh, yeah. Not like Daytona, but on the straightaways, that drafting can help pull you or push you by another car that you're trying to pass if they're by themselves.
Yeah, because this is not a super speedway. They will, going that fast into the turns, these guys will have to lift a little bit to prevent the car from washing up to the wall. So Lamas knows his way around this track. So does Wilson, because he was able to win it last week. Looks like we might have a yellow already. I saw some smoke in the back there.
Yeah, yellow lights are out.
Yep.
29 to Tower.
Go ahead, 29. Go ahead, 29.
We're gonna re-rack them there, buddy.
Kind of neat when they do have that special events like this, that you do see a bunch of different cars. And like these are all, most of these cars are all special car paints for Cannon, and that's pretty cool.
They will re-rack, Brian said. Within the first lap, they tend to, if they have a mechanical failure or something might have happened there. The thing with this too, you got to remember, every car you see on track other than the pace car is actually controlled by the game itself, and it doesn't have any collisions, which means it can't be collided with, which is good, because when he comes flying out of there to gather the field, that could be a bad thing. But we like to put people's name on it, which is kind of cool. Too. Yeah, in NASCAR race in 2002 season, that car was actually would plow you out of the way.
2002, I think it was in NASCAR 4. It was there, and the funny event that I saw happen once was a buddy of mine did made a repay at a track that was like a square track, and the pace car was set at like 200 miles an hour. So the first caution came out and went around, and it just kept throwing cars everywhere. I never laughed so hard.
They fixed that pretty quick. In NASCAR 2003 season, the pace car is actually like kind of invisible. Like with zero collisions, it can't actually collide with game cars. But every other car you see behind this pace car is actually controlled by a real person. So that's pretty sweet. So they've all these guys have, set down on a Saturday night here on this long weekend to, go for a drive for Cannon. So it's super cool, and they control these cars in all different ways. Like I have a steering wheel with a set of pedals. Like Rod, you can't use your legs, so your whole rig is a steering wheel, but you've got hand controls. There's guys who use game pads, there's guys who use joysticks, guys who use controllers, game pads, same thing. Keyboards. Some guys even use their keyboards to drive these things. It's very cool. Yep.
Guy that started on the pole tonight, and we've been out there going really unbelievable with the races with the keyboard. We've had discussions about it, and it's just absolutely amazing that how good he is with the keyboard.
Bryson's got a pretty awesome mustache, I must say. Kind of looks a little bit like Dale Earnhardt.
Oh yes, okay, yeah.
Shout out to Bryson for driving the pace car tonight, and of course, with this race has been restarted. So hopefully this time round, the boys figure it out. As with any simulator, you're going to want to give this track a couple laps. I'm guessing maybe 4 or 5 laps to actually come together where the cars get warmed up and they're able to just go for it. So that may have been an issue on somebody's end with the controller. That also may have just been cold tires. Somebody might have just spun out, but give them a second chance.
We're back at it. About the same start, all this time Josh McCarroll wasn't quite on the bumper of Cody Lamas, but they still got a pretty decent start. I think he's clear that his outside car, second place car, so he got a good start there. The bottom groove is going to be a little better here. I didn't get a chance to take any laps around here, but I'm going to guarantee that this track, we got Digger around, and he's into Ken Roberts.
That's big damage on the rear there. Yeah, in the chat there, we've got Teresa keeping us updated a little bit here. Marie, thank you for your donation. She's able to see all this stuff live, so we're able to shout you guys out on the air. 712 backpacks donated, 1,600 plus brand new outfits, 1,600 plus brand new pairs of shoes, 225 families provided full meals at Thanksgiving, 150 plus unhoused members of our community. Like I said before, 898 kids sponsored for Christmas. The amount of donations is staggering, and it's great that people are able to support the cause. So
yeah, it's awesome. Usually they only do one restart, so that one probably, I don't know if they'll restart it or not.
I haven't got word from race control about it, so I would say no. They'll do one, but after that we're going to go for it, because then we're in a time constraint.
Right.
Not really, like we've got all night, but it's not. You can't keep restarting. We'll put this on hold here. We'll back her up, take a look at what happened. Like I said, it looked like Dinger got around. Looks like he took a lot of damage to the back of that car. The thing hopped off the track. He hit the wall so hard. I don't even know what happened. I think it just broke loose all by himself. Oh, maybe a little bit of a door bang. Not too much damage to anybody else. The 55, maybe. The 55 got punted. Let's get a better camera angle. Here we go. Yeah, the 55 got a little bit of it, unfortunately. It doesn't look like there's any visible damage on the 55. We are running moderate damage. The way this sim works, you can race with damage on realistic, you can race with damage on moderate, and you can race with damage off completely. Most leagues won't run off, as it tends to be a cowboy show with demolition derby because nobody can get hurt. So, but moderate's good. Cars can take a little bit of a bump here and there because that's kind of the name of the game when it comes to NASCAR racing. They got fenders for a reason. You can bump and scrub and smash each other around a little bit, and you won't take too much damage. Dinger, though, I don't know if that's going to be running at top notch. Took a lot of rear end damage. He might be all right. We've seen cars out here with no back end before, and actually, even happened a couple of nights ago. We were over at where were we? Well, it was a Talladega Challenge, and I believe it was Rodney Sullins that had the rear end of the car completely removed, gas tank exposed. He was able to end up finishing like third. So, and that was a 40-car field at a super speedway. So, aerodynamics is very important, but he was able to pull it off.
I think you'll see the truck physics will be a little bit better than this, and the cup physics at it, but it literally depends too where they are. Sometimes it's just if you have cars around you that keeps you up to speed, and actually sometimes for some people a little bit of damage in the rear will actually loosen it up a little bit. It sometimes just makes it handle better for them. Other people, maybe not so much, but normally it either makes some cars looser, and some people like it that way.
Sometimes I wonder if they do it on purpose. You think?
I'm not going to say I've done that on purpose. We told the story about the Rockingham one where I got the back end of it into the fence and then it handled better. But
yeah, it is. Yeah, it might not do it on purpose, but it might actually work to your advantage.
It's on purpose.
I'm not saying I spent myself out just to crunch the back end up.
Well, that's like a buddy of mine. I went over to get some steel from him, and I used to keep my race car next door to him and all that stuff. And we're sitting there talking, and I'm racing go-karts now. I just needed a little piece of steel, and he gave it to me, and I said, I'll put your name on the back of the cart. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. And he's like, so what are you doing to this one? I'm like, no, it's all legal. And he goes, come on now. I know you. He wants to know, what am I doing to the cart? So I went out there and won the championship last year and said, no, dude, it's all legal. Because, you're talking, I know who I'm talking to here, So yeah, I used to stray a little ways from the rules, not, the interpretation of the rules, that's the way we put it.
Yeah. Where'd my QR code button go?
Uh-oh.
It's on our names. Oh, I can't do it with the pace car. So we got to go back here. Yeah. I'm like, what? I put in a Tarnation TV hosts thing. Click the QR code, people. Or click the link in the descriptive below and give your money to the Ride On Cannon Foundation. Ride On Cannon.
I added the link to the chat, too.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool. Yeah, click that. Click in the description below. Oh, you know what? Go back up to that link and pin it. You can highlight your comment and pin that to the top so it doesn't disappear. Because if people are commenting, that'll push that off the screen. If you pin it, it'll actually stay on the chat screen. Now, Teresa, again, over the last 2 Easter egg hunts, the past 2 weeks, we had over 40,000 Easter eggs, and we gave away over 2,000 prize toys. This doesn't stop.
Oh.
Your money goes to an awesome cause. All kinds of cool stuff for kids. Not to mention they built an entire, recreational facility with ball diamonds and playgrounds, and it's all branded with Canon.
You're going to have to teach a computer guy how to pin it.
How to do that? You can't highlight your... I can probably do it. 1 second. I gave you a thin privilege. You might not. Can I do it on my app?
While you're doing lights are off.
Pin. Oh. There it is.
Takes the turn down the pit road. Once again, Cody Lamas on the front, Tim Wilson on the back side. Good start by Cody Lamas. He really was on top of that start. By the time he got to the start-finish line, just after that, he was out in front of Tim Wilson, handily out there. So, now, I was saying before we had the caution, when they come off of turn 2 here, depending on the setup, sometimes it has a tendency to be just a little bit looser coming off there because of the way that corner kind of reacts. A lot of people end up putting a little bit more wheel in it, as Tim Wilson, taking a look on the bottom there, just got around and just quite him cleared. I think that Lamas would probably get the better run off the corner on the high side, which he does.
Oh, he's going to crisscross him, yeah.
Turn 1 and 2, it's hard to get a run on the outside, but turn 3 and 4, the way that corner is structured, you can get a better run the higher up you are. Not saying it's always going to work, but you have a tendency to get a better run up there.
Right, because that's going into the tri-oval is super wide, right? So you can run right up the top. Yeah. Well, there goes Tim underneath him again. You can try it again. Same spot he tried last time.
A little bit further in this time. He drove that.
Yep.
He's going to do what they call the slide job. He got in there, a deep slid right up in front of him.
I thought for sure Cody would slip underneath him there, but he's staying in line. But Curio in that orange and black rig.
You look behind you. You don't want to, if the guy behind you wants to go with you, you'll be able to have the room and just go. But if the guy doesn't go with you, you're going to go back a little bit. Just, just a quick note, like the top 6 cars are all Chevrolets.
Mm-hmm.
Just notice that.
Yeah.
Last one being a Camaro, the first 3 are the SS cars the older cars that they ran back in the day.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, Tim is going to be the one to beat right there in the 11 because he won this event last year and he was second place the year before. Who won the year before?
That would be Craig Hadden.
No, it was Chambers. Todd won last year. Chambers won the year before.
Right, and then Todd finished second behind him.
Yeah. And then Hagley.
She's not here.
6 years we've been doing this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
This is how this all started too, really. Tarnation TV, we've got 402 subscribers to this thing now. I think we just crossed the 400 threshold, and it's not a huge deal. We're not really going for numbers. We know these leagues love the service. They get us to do this stuff. These special events are always fun to customize each race, and the guys and the families and everybody kind of watches and interacts with these things. So it's kind of unreal to see that people showed such an interest in what we do. But Brian and I started this because of this Canon Hinnant memorial race 6 years ago. Now it's the 6th annual race. Because Brian saw that I was streaming from the cockpit in a league called Fast and said, "Hey, can you do that in a broadcast setup?" I was thinking of running this, this tribute race for this event that happened with Canon. And I'm like, yeah, probably. Because I noticed there was people on YouTube doing it. What we're doing right now. We're not the only ones who do this. Flat Out Racing, Johto Network, Simtrax FX. There's, all kinds of people that do this stuff. Top Dragster, yep. And we're all in cahoots with each other. We help each other out, and it just sort of evolved from there and became a thing. And here we are 6 years later doing it. And this cause is the reason this channel started.
You need to do a video of this race. You just start off with the first race you ever did, and then get over to this race, then go back to the first video, go back to this race, and see how much is improved just because, not only has it been graphically improved, with the way you do things and run things, but you've got different camera angles. You've improved this a bit. Ooh, Wilson got past there, and he just got kind of squeezed into the wall by, looks like, I don't know if it was Chuck McClure or Dale Solinsky. It kind of moved over there.
We'll back up and take a look at it. I was kind of going to the field there.
Yeah. It's hard to believe that, just because of one race that came up that, it's come this far, and, now we are pretty much 3-4 nights a week, sometimes 5 nights a week on here broadcasting for different leagues.
Yeah. Next week's a busy week. I mean, we're Tuesday at Maverick, we're at TMP on Wednesday, we're at Rolling Thunder Gaming on Thursday, we're at Prime Time on Friday, and then we're at ASR. This league here will actually have their season 3 inaugural. Oh yeah, just watching Tim get slapped around out there a little bit. And then on the Saturday, ASR starts up again, and we're going to be busy.
Kind of looked like Tim Wilson just got a little tight off the exit of the corner and had to lift.
Yeah, initially.
Yeah, that got him back just a little bit, and then with Solinsky, they just got close. Probably a little bit of the internet latency because they, didn't look like he slid much up into him. It just kind of looked like they just hooked for a minute. It stuffed Tim into the wall. They slowed him right down a little bit, and then he kind of dropped back.
Just checking to see here. They're saying the pit window was around 16 to 18 laps on a tank of gas. Tires are a little bit of a thing here. Not too bad with the setup they're running from Autry, but it's definitely a tire track. You gotta watch it.
Josh Mercurio took over the lead, and it's hard to see Josh driving the Chevy. Now, he does drive a GM product, but he's not in a Cadillac tonight, so that's a little bit strange for me. But he's a nice-looking car, Harley-Davidson car out there. It looks pretty sharp.
Yeah. Yellow flag. There goes Bryson in the pace car. We just saw him go by underneath us there. So they are slowing down to pace speed. We will back that up to check out what has transpired.
115 miles an hour he was going around at the bottom of that track to get out in front of Josh Mercurio, so that was pretty good.
There's a lot of cars. It looks like HUD. ASR Hudson is up into the wall in that sheriff car. We'll go helicopter cam on this one. Take a look from the top down. The 40 of Negron might have actually got into it just a little bit. Oh, HUD looked like he was going low and then changed his mind. And that may have... Actually, you know what? It looked like it also caused a chain reaction involving the 40 up a little bit. Yeah, he bounced off 83. Hook spring with him. It's like Roberts is involved in that one again in the 55 Crocs car. Who's that? Mangialardi in the 29. Not a super high speed wreck, but
just about everybody. I have to wait and see here. Made their way down on pit road. I'm kind of curious just to see. Well, as far as we are in here, there's probably going to be a 4-tire stop. Curious to see anybody does
29
2 tires to get out front.
I got the 29. 1 second now. 29, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but I thought you want to... I don't know if you had got the chance to show my car yet, but I just want to let you guys know I had to lead at least one lap of this event.
Dinger stayed out.
So I stayed out.
Thanks,
Brian Wolf. 4 cars that stayed out. Probably, I would assume that they'd be going in and taking tires the next time around. Kind of, early, but sometimes people start playing strategy now with their fuel. If they could go 22 laps, I'm not really sure where their strategy would be from this, but, you never know. These guys, they've been doing this more than I have, so they're good. Some of these guys are really good at strategy.
Yeah, 29 was just reminding me, hey, you better take a look at that car. I'm like, oh yeah, because they changed it to blue. It used to be the orange, which is the color that was for the cause.
Very nice.
Where'd the sun go? We had the sun out here. We get some cool sun flare. That is a cool looking car, man. And again, that's Rodney Sutton, so you can see his logo right there. He paints a car. Like it looks gray, but when you get right in on it, it's not just gray. It's got like this like texture mapping underneath. Rodney, calm down, will you please? The guy's so good. Like there's just layers and layers and layers. There's so many talented drivers, so many talented painters, so many people in this community that do what they do. Let's see what Brian does here. Oh, it looks like we're stacked up. The 28 got stuck in the middle there. Wonder the 28 was going for the pit stall on the other side of Wolf and kind of got hooked up. He pulled forward and turned a little bit to give Wolf some space to get out. So, but that looked, you know what, we got Mark Paglia here. That was funny looking.
That's for sure.
Yeah. We'll back that up a bit, put that in rewind. He was going for the spot there, and you see he got stuck between the two guys. So Wolf goes in. Mark's like, oh, wait, I need to be on the other side of Wolf. I'll back up and go around him. But then Javier needs to make his pit stop and actually pinned him. And then Mark's like, you know what? I'll just go back up again and go around.
Yeah.
He pulled up pretty far to let Brian get out of there too, but that's pretty funny.
It's a heartbreaking thing for sure, but it's the main thing of it is it's under caution, so that's the best part of it.
Yeah, if something like that's going to happen,
that's the time to have it happen.
Yeah, we'll take a look here at the previous winners with the podium for each year. I had this brainstorm about 3 or 4 days ago. I'm like, well, I can find out who won these things because I'll just go back and find the broadcasts. The thing is, all of these broadcasts are not necessarily on Tarnation TV YouTube channel because there's actually a Ken and Hinnant channel that we made initially that has a couple of those, maybe one of those races on there, and then we did another one somewhere else. I think. No, I think I had them named weird too. I couldn't find them. They were on my channel, but one of them wasn't. Anyway, they are all available online. You just have to type in here if you want to watch them.
13 laps into the race already, and they're up to $80 already. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Send them $5 or send, whatever you can. That'll help.
$80 and we're not even halfway in. Keep it coming, everybody. Everybody who's watching this thing.
We're up at 402 subscribers. That's pretty good. We're getting there. I'm the one that mentions it, not one. ASR Digger stayed out, led the lap. Laps really don't really mean all that much, but maybe I didn't try to see if you can get some more of that damage fixed. It's pretty beat up in the back.
Yeah.
Last one to come in for fuel, maybe that could pay dividends later. You never know. He's still out there, still going. He's just got an incredible hope.
Did they cut it? No, they didn't cut it off.
No,
I'm surprised.
He's got an incredible hope, that thing. You gotta get mad and push it back out.
Yep. It's weird because the sim, you'll take damage on the car, and then sometimes when you're in the pit stop, you hear hammers because they're beating out the dents, right? And then sometimes they'll actually pull out the saw and cut pieces of the car off. In that situation, he only heard hammers because they did not remove the back of that car.
Men's Cup will take the back bumper off. I don't think the GNS takes it off. We're going back.
Oh, I see what you mean. That's not part of the damage model.
Right.
Gotcha.
Cody Lamas is back. Josh Imperial on the outside, trying to get past by Chuck McClure. I don't know if he'll have enough to get by him. Not? Just. Chuck Taylor, sorry. Yeah, Chuck Taylor. Sorry. Yeah. Plus, we're looking at different paint schemes too, and most of Chuck Taylor's cars don't look like that one. And that one looks more like a Chuck McClure paint scheme still. The member, as we say it, the member. Benjamin Snyder has joined the chat as well. Says hi to Tarnation TV. Yeah. Yep, that's all. What a race going on up front, though. Cody Lamas got a heck of a push by Josh Imperial that pushed him way out front. The 400-car drivers behind him have been battling to try to get up there to compete with him, which is kind of making it a little better for Cody Lamas as Chuck Taylor just gets free of Mercurial. So now he's got a little more of a chance. Well, Mercurial's trying to make a little bit more of a run on the high side. But as I said, you got to get that momentum built up first, then you'll get the momentum coming off. So. Yeah. I said you'll get a little tight off of 2. That's usually what happens is people will put a little bit too much wheel in it and you end up losing it. But that's just saying that corner, you come into a turn 1 as a wide sweeping kind of arc. Then you come down and do your late apex, and then it's off the corner. The backstretch isn't quite as wide, and that wall comes in a little bit quicker than you think sometimes, and you end up clipping it. You can see when they come right out of that corner, they're right up to the wall. When they come out of turn 4, you could be a ways from the wall, and it doesn't really affect you as much. But when you come off that corner, you want to try to turn out the corner, not trying to fight it going through the corner. You want it to release off the corner and keep that momentum going, and that gets pretty tight off it too. Yeah. No. He hit a ton. Yeah. So, I just did a little check. There is 1 Toyota, there is 4 Fords, and the rest are all Chevys. Only 2 of the cars, I think it's 2 or 3 of the cars are the new Camaros, and the rest of them are the Chevy SF. Yep. A lot of Chevy up front. Well, there's a lot of Chevy. Fortunately, we had 2 retirements. Dinger earlier, we saw him earlier with the car pretty well beat up. And then just recently, David Chin retired. So, but we still have 26 cars out there running. 23 cars out there running, and they're all on the lead lap. So that's pretty good. I didn't do much comic books, but I did play with matchboxes. Just my matchboxes got bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. I chuckled when I saw that because I figured that was the case. I remember talking about it last year. Thought I saw when it by turn 2, it might have been off the corner of turn 2. I'm just guessing because it was just going by. when the leaders went by turn 2, it looked like it. Yeah. Josh Mercurio is not letting Cody Lomas get away. He is staying right tight to his rear bumper. I've seen him a few times get up there and just pushing him, which is kind of a smart choice. Like I said, drafting does play here. So if you could get the two of you guys together like that and start pushing each other away from the guys behind you, that makes it a little safer for you guys. Yeah. Yep. Wait, the only downside to that here is just that it takes a little bit of air off the nose of the car. So you have a tendency to be a little tighter, and sometimes it can be a little bit more aggressive on that right front tire. Yeah, because you depend on the air to hit that nose to push down on the front of the car. When you don't have that air, that's why they have the tendency to get a little tight behind somebody. So that's, sometimes, and even this game does play that effect a little bit. If you notice, yeah. But if you take a look, when they go through the corner, you'll see that Josh Mercurio is lower in the corner than Cody Lamas is. What he's doing is he's putting his nose out from underneath his car, putting a little air on that left front of the nose to make it turn better. I'll help it turn. But the only thing that this game does not have that the modern era drivers actually do is what they call a side draft. And at this time, there were drivers that were using it, but it wasn't as well known when this game came out. So, and basically what that is when you pull up beside a driver, you when your nose is up to their door, the driver's door, it takes the air and changes it to the back of their car, and it makes it more drag on theirs. And obviously you're in the wake of that car in front of you, so it pulls you, back by them. But the problem you have with that is when you do that to somebody and get by them, they're going to return the favor and do that to you. Yeah. Not in this. It does affect the car that's trying to get out there. It does give them a little bit more of an aerodynamic, push, I guess, or pull, but it doesn't have the same effect as what they do in the cup cars in real life, just because it doesn't drag that car or the Cub side. It just kind of gives them guys a little bit more. Realistically, it does actually drag the car. It's a weird effect. I'm not exactly sure the principles of how it all works, but the air just somehow kind of gets stale on the car that's a little bit towards the front, and it literally just parachutes them back. You got the GNL. We still got to get that working. We keep forgetting about that. The GNL TV. I would imagine the most laps let out there got to be by 45. We're down. Do you realize we're only got 20 laps left to go? I just realized that. I'm like, wow, these guys are just, they're doing so great. And it's, whoa. Josh Mercurio had to lift because he didn't hit the wall, but he had to lift. He was just a little bit tight. We're getting near the end of the run. Tires are starting to fall off a little bit. He was just pushing a little too hard, got a little tight off the exit there. Had to lift when he did. Chuck Taylor and looks like Ulysses Sandoval had got a better run off the corner. They were able to get up beside him and take over the second and third spot, moving Josh Carrero back and forth. Had to get something to drink after that one. No.
Oh, is my microphone
we
off?
don't do the
Not
water.
anymore, it's not.
No, I'm not going to say it here, just to, but we do a different liquids, but that's okay.
Yes.
That's the whistle. That's all that matters.
I think we're going to have we can get about 18 laps on a field window here. So we are now within, once they pit, we will be able to make it to the end of the race.
Just thinking about pit stops when started looking through the cars for Robert Spring, and it's going to be your first driver coming down on pit road. So
let's get the
looks like we have a bunch more coming into pit road. Nate Balzer, Randy Waugh, Robert Breedlove, Cody Lamas, Terry Bond are all headed down pit road.
I love the entrance to this pit road. You can see how it comes in off the turn, and then it flattens out. And then when you get the car straight, just jam on the brakes, because where that tire wall starts, that white line there, that's the speed line. So you can go as fast as you want down from that cone. That's the commitment cone. That's the cone. But the speed limit doesn't start till here. So as long as you make your choice to get in there, get that car settled, slam on the brakes, you kind of got that chute that lets you get down. I think it's 55, right?
Can find that out, but a whole bunch now. Oh, we got a little bit of contact on pit road.
Some hot pitting
Todd
coming
Wilson
in here.
get in there just a little hot and got into the back of Ulysses Sandoval, but no harm, no foul. Oh, Sandoval almost ran into Brian Wolf there. He's coming out. Brian was coming in. There was almost some contact there.
Almost. They were like 3 wide coming down because there was 2 coming in and 1 coming out. I love green flag pit stops, I tell you.
Pit road speed is 55 miles an hour.
Nice, okay.
This league allows, and even at this event, they're allowed to do hot pitting. Hot pitting is you got to be 55 miles an hour when you get to that first line, with the line where they start counting your speed. You have to be at 55 miles an hour with this thing called hot pitting. You can go in there, and as long as you have your foot on the brake, or in my case, my hand on the brake, and you don't touch the throttle, sometimes, I don't say it happens every time, but sometimes if you do it right, you can go, ooh, Rodney Sullivan spins on the exit of down the backstretch coming off the pit road there. But you can just, sail in there a little bit. You make up a little bit of time, especially green flag pit stops. That can really be a big advantage.
It's massive because you're technically breaking the speed limit, but the game sees that you're slowing down and doesn't actually start tracking your speed until you flutter your pedals.
It looks like after some of the stops, we haven't really got everybody done. Looks like Chuck Taylor is going to be the leader, followed by Ulysses Sandoval. But that doesn't mean, because Cody Lamas is already back out.
Yep. I'm watching the status of these drivers after pitting, and it seems like everyone's good so far with no penalties.
Yeah, so Chuck Taylor did end up coming out. He had an amazing pit stop along with Ulysses Sandoval, because Sandoval's only about 0.26 seconds behind him. Cody Lamas, he's about a second behind. So that's a great pit stop for Chuck Taylor to be able to. I think he went in like around 4th and come out out first. And one of the earlier guys that pitted, so he was out there on the fresher tires. You add that all up, I think that helped him out quite a bit.
Wondering what that knocking sound is? That's my dog scratching her ear. Yeah. Cinder is her name. Hey, Bonkers. I call her Bonkers because she's a pit bull, and
nice.
She bonks her head into stuff sometimes. Somehow doesn't hurt herself because she's got a big block head.
Yeah. Pit bulls and Rotties.
Oh, mate. Best dogs ever. Oh, that sound is my dog scratching. She needs to go out. Hey, Bonkers. We got 15 laps left. Nah?
Yeah.
Where's the wife? 1 second. Take over, Rod. No pressure.
Okay, no pressure whatsoever. Ulysses Sandoval is currently in the second spot there. He is kind of just about 0.32 seconds behind. Hasn't really made up too much ground. It looks like you got to get a run off of turn 4 right there that he was going to try to catch up to him. Cody Lamas is starting to pull them guys back in to a little bit. He's got their draft. That'll help him out. Back in the 5th spot, we got lost. Oh, there he is. Nate Balzer's in the 4th spot. He is back there about 3.4 seconds, but he's all by himself. The next guy behind him is Finn Wilson and Randy Waugh. They're pretty close to each other. They are drafting together, but Nate Balzer's out there by himself. He's not going to be able to run forward with them guys out there running nose to tail. Unless they start racing side by side, then he might be able to catch up to him. Ulysses Sandoval makes the move coming out of turn number 2 underneath Chuck Taylor as they just put Mike Mangialardi a lap down. Got the low line. He's going to have a little bit better run. Let's see if Chuck can't keep him down there. Ulysses Sandoval is going to come out, pull right up in front of him. Slide job, perfectly executed. This, of course, brings Cody Lamas right into the picture. Now that he's right tight on their tail. A 3-way battle now going for the lead. 10 laps to go. Cutting down to it. I don't believe they're going to have to pit anymore, so this is going to be for the win. I think Ulysses Sandoval can hold these guys off. Or you think Chuck Taylor's not going to let that happen? And then you look back and you've got Cody Lamas right behind him. It's anybody's pick. You guys can pick. I don't know who's going to do this. My sentimental favorite isn't up front. So I guess if I had to pick out of this group, it'd be kind of cool to see U-Man get it. Ooh, they're just trying to put Robert Spring a lap down. Robert pulls up high enough to give them guys room side by side. They were going to that corner, turn 1 and 2.
I keep forgetting the 67 is Ulysses because I'm so used to seeing him in the 96, but he's driving for Garland tonight.
Yeah.
Cool car, too. I love that paint job. That's great. Ulysses
made a great move there. He just kind of, with Robert Spring, had moved up out of the way, and it actually got a pretty good run off of 2. But Chuck Taylor was able to get by him on that backstretch. That's the thing about this. You can make a move off the 2 sometimes and make it stick till you get out to turn 4, but if they come back at you on turn 3 and 4, sometimes it's hard to do it. You got to get your timing right, figure out when you're gonna, you don't necessarily want to be the leader when you go to across the last on the last lap, but it all depends who's behind you and who's going to be there to help them. If they're going to race and try to win it themselves or not help each other, they're not going to probably be able to get by Chuck Taylor.
I don't know if you talked about this before I had to take the dog out there, but when they pitted, they had more than enough time to get to the end of this thing. So it's almost like now they can drive a little bit harder because they get a little bit more stuff. That stuff will actually last. I'm talking about stuff, fuel, tires. You'd be a little bit more aggressive because you don't have to save those tires to go the full run. You can use them and abuse them.
As I always say, when we've got a situation like that, I'm never going to use these tires again. I might as well abuse them.
Might as well use them all, yeah. Because if you say your tire can go 20 laps, but you pit in 15, well, you got those 5 extra laps. Beat them up.
Burn them up.
Yep. We got Benjamin in the chat there, and Teresa going back and forth. And Teresa just put they have raised now enough money so far for 1 bike. I'd love to be able to say 2 bikes by the end of this race, y'all.
Yeah.
So let's go. 2 bikes. QR code on screen. Your host, Blaine Donlin. That's me and Rod Weston. Currently focused on Chuck Taylor in the 18. Coming to the line here with 5 to go.
Mannon's in the lead. You got McGruff in 3rd. And I can't read the hood of that. Of the Ulysses car.
Ulysses, I think it's an autism. Is it? Wait, let me check.
Yeah, usually Garland Oaks' cars are all.
Nope. Save the kids and child trafficking.
Oh, there you go. ASR HUD is moved up a little bit. Ooh.
Oh, HUD's a lap car, right? He's the number 4 there.
I think the caution flag came out.
Oh, it did.
Did it?
Yes, it did. Within 5 here. We will be green again before race is over.
Thought when just the way Chuck Taylor went around that corner, it just seemed like he slowed a little bit, and then I caught the lights. That should put ASR HUD back on the lead lap.
Yeah, he just got past too.
Just barely. And wow, now the question is, do they pit? If the 3 leaders pit and everybody else doesn't, they're going to be in the back. Are they going to have time enough? Do they not pit? And then the 4th place car of Todd Wilson pits. He comes out first. He's got just 3 cars to pass with 4 brand new tires. It's you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Chuck Taylor stays out, everybody pits. If Chuck Taylor pits, everybody stays out. Yeah,
David Little, Perry Bond, Ken Roberts again. Like Ken Roberts been involved in a couple of these things tonight. He just grazed the back corner of the 60.
Chuck Taylor stays out. Cody Lamas pits. Ulysses Sandoval pits. Todd Wilson stays out.
Okay, everybody back there is definitely coming in now. There's Brian Wolf in that 29.
So,
Dale Shalinsky right behind him, driving Brian's old car. That's cool to see that car back out here driven by Shalinsky tonight, the 94.
Nate Balzer stays out.
What was Cannon Corner? Did we get a look at that? I can't remember.
Randy Waugh stays out. Then you've got the black cars down that are back there. Good pit on the first time, Bob. Starts with Mike Mangialardi and Robert Spring. Let's see here. So we have 4 cars a lap down. Or 5, probably ASR. I'm not sure how they dealt with that. They might have sent him by. But you have Mike Mangialardi, Robert Spring, Robert Breedlove, and ASR HUD. The only cars a lap down. So if they do let 2 cars go by, and they've already let HUD go by just because he was right there, that should put Mangialardi and Robert Spring back on the lead lap, which would give us, we currently have 19 cars on the lead lap.
And we might be in a green-white checker situation. Well, no, there's a lap. There's cars a lap down. Maybe not.
Yeah, you're right. There's cars a lap down, so they're gonna go by the first time. Everybody's allowed the lead lap car is allowed to pit. Second time, lap down cars are allowed to pit, and then when the lap car, they add 1 more lap to that scenario.
Yeah. Because when a yellow comes out, they always allow everyone to pit, but because you're a lap down, it's almost like a little bit of a not really a penalty. They just want you to stay out of the way of lead lap cars, but to make sure that they can get service, they add an extra lap to caution. So I don't believe this league uses a modified executable where they can actually put this thing green.
Right.
So they might have to run it out. We may end under yellow. I'm not sure. We're going to find out next time around.
Yeah.
We might have a 1-lap shootout. That might be pretty awesome.
Yeah, and the first car to come off the pit road, I didn't see what they took for tires, was Ulysses Sandoval. Ahead of him, we have Billy Iser. We have Perry Bond, Randy Waugh, Nate Balzer, Tim Wilson, and Chuck Taylor all stayed out, all still on old tires. Mm-hmm. With even if a green and white checkered comes out, I don't think Sandoval. I don't think if Sandoval's back there, you have John Godfrey, Josh Mercurio, and Cody Lamas. I don't know if they can make it. I don't know if they can get there in time. It's hard to say.
So the only way we'll get a green-white checker is if these lights go out on Bryson Parker's pace car. If Bryson shuts these lights off, this time at the stripe, we will get a green-white checker, which means we go green, we go around. They take the white, last lap, they come around, race is over. Any flag that comes out after the green will end this race, and they will have to race back. Just in case we get another yellow, quick, we'll deal with that if we have to. But yeah, this will be the last time you'll see the pace car driver here, Bryson Parker. So thank you very much, Sir Parker, for doing this us tonight. Let's see if he shuts these lights off. He did.
They're off.
we are going to get a green white checker.
Oh boy.
Yeah. The best kind.
Robert
The
Spring
best kind.
and Flaherty going by to get their laps back. Come around and tip to the back of the pack. That'll add a couple more cars to the laps. But this is going to get interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't go back and look to see what Sandoval took for tires. Melissa Sandoval took, or anybody took for tires. But even if you took 2 right side tires, obviously, it's still going to be an advantage over the cars in front of you. If you only had maybe 2 cars in front of you. But now, you're going to have 6. What do we got? 6 cars in the
Actually,
on old tires.
And this isn't going to be a green white checker because we're coming up to lap 60. Benjamin just said it in the chat.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 1-lap dash. It is. It's going to be a 1-lap sprint to the finish.
Oh, God.
A green white checker would have meant we had 2. But yeah, we're coming to lap 60 right now. So we're coming to the white flag. So Bryson will pull this pace car out of the way. And these guys will get the green and the white at the same time.
So you know what that?
1 lap to figure this out.
You know what your spotter is saying right now?
Go.
Tighten them belts up, boy. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to get interesting, boy. Tighten up them, give them belts a tug, take a sip of water. What does he say?
Jacob.
I can't remember. He says something.
Kind of one of those. Hang on, Jacob, because he's headed for the woo bob.
And Bryson will make a left.
Place your bets.
And now it's up to Chuck Taylor and Tim Wilson
Sandoval
in the front row, and both of these guys can win races.
Oh,
okay,
tires.
That's spun tires.
Oh, everybody did except for Todd Wilson and Nate Balzer.
4 wide going into turn 1 almost.
The tires up front.
The yellow
Sandoval's coming through.
Yep, the yellow flag is up, but it does not matter. They will race full speed all the way back to the checkered. Nate got the hop. He's out front.
Sandoval in the bottom. He's up to 3rd. Todd Wilson. Yeah, I'm saying it wrong. He is making the run for the bottom, but here comes Sandoval with those new tires.
Wow, Sandoval flying. Look at him.
Look at this.
67.
Look at this. That's Sandoval out front. Josh Mercurio coming out. He might get 2nd.
What? Where did Sandoval
takes it. Josh Mercurio, Tim Wilson, Todd Wilson. Todd Wilson in the top 3 every race he's run so far on these things. What a finish.
Holy moly. We'll go back and take a look at that run from Sandoval here in a second.
But them guys had spun their tires.
Man.
I don't know. There was only 2 drivers that didn't spin their tires. That was Todd Wilson and Nate Balzer. And that was just a crazy, crazy finish.
Wow. I'm going to save this replay real quick here.
That's crazy. That's wicked.
Save this replay real quick so we can go back and watch it.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I had to get to helicopter camera. The run that the 67 had.
That was a pretty good race.
It was absolute craziness. Did I miss this up? Are they coming to a checkered now? The race is over, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the race is over. But it went under caution, so it paced ourselves because of the caution.
He should be doing a burnout, but here we go. Okay, scared me for a second. I thought I threw up the flag too early there, so yeah, we're good. Also well.
Now, the awesome part of the whole night right now, the tribute that the drivers are doing right now, you'll see that in a few minutes.
Yep. This is going to be neat. Yeah, stay tuned because we've got the brand new ball diamond in the middle of this track here. They recreated the... See if the Ulysses has more of a victory lap here. All the drivers will remain on track, and it looks like Ulysses will be doing what I think he's doing. They will all get around.
Got to stop burning his tires down, though. That's all.
Yeah. That's cool.
You want to be the one to tell him to stop?
No, exactly. To honor the memory of Ken and Hinnant, they all get around the bases here at the new ball diamond. Because once the checkered flag flies here, the game doesn't end, really. It just keeps going infinitely. So if we are missing a couple, I don't think we are, though. I think everybody's there.
Oh, except the ones that dropped out of the race. Yep.
Right, yeah. Unfortunately, those guys couldn't be part of this. A couple of cars that were black flag, or not black flag, retired.
It was only 2 drivers, so every driver that's still out there running is out there on the diamond, to represent for Canon. So that's pretty cool.
Maybe even got the Canon Hinnant scoreboard up there, which is very, very cool. And all the drivers. But a little salute right there is kind of neat to see.
Yeah,
there's Wolf. Where do you go? Oh, he's over there.
Took off. He was going over to third base.
Yep.
That's very cool.
That is very cool. In these tribute races, we have fallen members in the community. Guys will always do this stuff, and it's always awesome to see it. So thanks to everybody who's watching tonight. We've of course got a post race. We're going to talk to the podium. We'll talk to Brian.
Very fitting. Ulysses Sandoval is going to be the pitcher.
Yep.
Just moved up onto the pitcher's mound there. That's pretty cool.
Yep, the winner of the race. And we'll take a look at that finish again, because you called it too. Like the tires came down to a track position for Balser and all those other guys, but man, the 67 got that thing on rails and was able to drive through all that stuff, get it to the front.
The only thing I questioned just is whether or not he was going to be able to get through all that amount of traffic. But when all but 2 cars, the 6 cars up there, spun their tires, I know Todd Wilson had to go a little bit high, didn't quite get the run that he wanted to. Balzer really had an excellent run right off from that start. But Sandoval and Todd Wilson there came.
Yeah, Demolition Derby, boys, let's go. 5-year-old kids love cars smashing into each other.
I know Todd Wilson third, but on the thing it says that he got 6-1 lap down, so if something happened that way, but we know he got third, so he'll be recorded as third. But
right. They're out there smacking each other around. Oh yeah, we'll take a look. It's super cool. Thanks to Godfrey for making this track. Like, he had to customize all this stuff. This track by default is just grass. There's nothing out here, and he created these decals and make it look like a. We got those Miracle League there. We got Wilson Parks and Rec. And they've even captured the scoreboard. You saw that in the intro video that Brian put together. That scoreboard's real, because they showed Bonnie throwing out the first pitch of the game there once they opened up the field. That board was actually there. So it's, really neat, all the stuff that they put in here. Fluid Raceway sign on the way into the driveway or into the garage.
All right. So, Todd Wilson, you got Rod Blaine in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, winner last year, second the year before, third this year. What is it about, I guess, Fluid Speedway that fits your style of racing?
Yeah, this track tonight was very racy. It was a bummer we were not 2 spots better tonight, but still, there was a lot of great guys out here. Tonight was all about tire management, I think, and I think that plays into our wheelhouse a little bit, and I think that definitely helped us, recover and get a P3 position tonight.
Now, you stayed out on that last stop, correct?
That's right.
So, you and Nate Balzer were the only 2 out of the 6 of you that did not spin the tires at the start. So, you were still able to hold off at least, one of the cars. You got up to second. You couldn't hold off Ulysses Sandoval with the 4 tires, but you were still able to stay with it, go get come out there and finish third for the evening. And you ran around, you run up front most of the evening. The pit stops kind of shook people around a little bit, but you were always still up there up front all night. I mean, what do you say? You're really good at this track, so you did a great job for the Cannon Memorial race.
Yeah, tonight we we fought valiantly. With on the last green flag pit stop that we had, I overshot the box a little bit and lost a couple of spots on pit road, lost a lot of time on pit road. And then, like you said, the caution at the end, narrowed everyone back up. And, it was kind of like a split bag. Some people pitted, some people stayed out. I was like, you know what? It's going to come down to a one-lap shootout. I'm going to take a chance on the older tires. And Chuck Taylor was on the inside of me, and I saw him spin the tires. And I tried to go high to avoid, getting tangled up with him on the front stretch. And, I got through 1 and 2, pretty good. And then going down the back, and then the Ulysses and I think it was Mercurio were coming behind me, and I was like, I could not hold them off. And those 4 tires were just too stout. But kudos to them. Great job, great strategy for them to take the gamble, and to put on 4 and to drive back up through there like that. They thought they did a great job, and like I said, we just did the best we could to hold everyone else off, behind us and try and make the podium.
Yeah, well, that's an awesome job. So, Blaine, you still there? You got anything, questions for Todd?
No, man. I
turn
just
the mic on. Turn it off.
Turn it off. It's binded weird. Last year, the win, the year before that, the second place, like just dominating these Cannon Hinnant Memorial races, man. It's awesome to watch you guys do what you do. So, congratulations on the win, and keeping the car clean is always a bonus. But we never know how they're going to end, but they always end glorious.
Oh, absolutely. Tonight, man, with that 1-lap shootout, I think everyone got their money's worth. Tonight it was a great show. Hopefully it was a great broadcast, and everyone at home enjoyed the finish. And I just want to say, it's cool to be up here. But as in previous years, honestly, tonight's bigger than any finish. Better than any win, any second, any third. This is the 6th year, I think, we've done this race for Cannon. And, that's what sticks with you. Just being part of this, turning laps with everyone here, banding together for, a very, very special reason. It means something. And tonight, I just want to say that I had the Wilson Miracle League on my car, in North Carolina. And, the Wilson Miracle League is part of Cannon's legacy now. It's a place where kids of all abilities can, go out and play and laugh and, just be kids. And I think it's a really special thing, and it says a lot about, Cannon's impact and his story, that it's had. So I wanted to make sure I got that out there, and also want to thank ASR for, with the server tonight, providing the server. But most importantly, I definitely want to thank Brian Wolf. What he puts into this race every year.
Todd, I'm here. And I'm so sorry to interrupt your tremendous speech here, but I had to bring the news in. We have gone over that last lap replay, and Todd Wilson, you are our second back-to-back winner of this event. You won the event. The caution light was on before you guys got to the stripe, so that was the stripe you were racing towards. So it goes number 11, Todd Wilson, is deemed the winner of this event. Number 79, Nate Balser, is second place. And third place is the number 18 car of Chuck Taylor.
Okay.
So I hate to interrupt you with that, but we did go over the replay, and everybody voted and agreed up there that Todd Wilson, you are deemed the winner of this event. Congratulations, buddy.
Let's go.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
I was kind of questioning whether I got to thinking about that for a minute, and then granted that you come up with, I was asking you what the order was, so that's awesome. So we'll do it in reverse order, I guess. You can.
Yeah. That's fine. I was trying to break in, but I was like, oh man, he's on such a great roll. I hate to interrupt that speech because he's such a great speaker. It's a wonderful interview for this event. So God bless you, man. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, hey, I'm happy for the Wilson Miracle League.
Absolutely.
Shout out to everyone back in North Carolina there. We did it for the second year in a row.
So I was going to say at least it's better off that he won the race and that we're not interviewing 5th or 6th. You know,
I'm going to let you guys take back over. I do have to step away. That was incredible. I'll be right back.
Oh, well, okay. So hey, I thought that I kind of questioned it just because of the way the race ended and everything, and looking at everything, and I'm like, wait a minute here, I don't know. And I was asking Brian, and so, but anyways, go ahead. Sorry, Todd.
No, I think what happened, what Brian was alluding to there on that restart, we had taken the green, and then the caution came out prior to us, the leader. I guess it would have been me at the time because Chuck had spun the tires. The caution came out prior to us taking crossing the start-finish line. Yeah. And I think that's how we ended up with P1 tonight, because the race would have been official at that point. So, but yeah, man, like that's special. I'm just, like I say, it's not about me. It's not about this. It's about it's about Cannon, and it's about the car, the Wilson Miracle League that I had on my car tonight. And as I was saying, I want to thank Brian Wolf, because, man, what he puts into this every year to make sure this race happens, it doesn't go unnoticed. It doesn't come together without him, just simply put. And he puts so much into this event, and just can't thank him enough. I'm proud to be part of this, proud to share the track, like I say, with everyone tonight, and that's what it's all about. So thankful we could get this W, and let's go.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, I was going to say you can thank anybody you want, but you've pretty much taken care of that for us.
Sorry, I'm kind of long-winded sometimes. But.
That's all right. That's all right. Hey, come up in the booth and try this. You'll learn how to do that pretty good. Especially when Blaine has to go take care of the dogs.
If you love the sound of your own voice, you're hired.
See, that's the problem. I don't love the sound of my own voice, and I don't watch the broadcast just because of that.
So this ended up being a photo finish then, because like they said, the yellow came out about 100 yards before the actual line, like before you guys were even there. You could see the yellow lights flashing on the wall. So that is a white flag, but it's actually right there how the race ended. So the next lap is completely irrelevant. We thought Ulysses was able to snake his way through that, but they went back and looked at it. It was really close. I mean, when you're going a couple 100 miles an hour, it's hard to see that live on the track, but when we can slow it down to super slow motion, yeah, it's clear. The yellow lights are on when you guys take the flag, and it's done.
Basically considering that, they raced back. Mind you, it was 25 feet to get to the start-finish line, but they did race back. So
we didn't see it because it was so close, but yeah, that's crazy. It is crazy for sure.
Well, hey, let's look at it like this. We would have known what would have happened either way.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, I kind of sound like I'm a little bit befuddled a little bit here, but I am. I was like, I'm not sure. That's cool. So anyways, you already, congratulations on your win. You had your speech. We'll go grab the rest of the guys and get them in here. They can, feel bad for not getting to the line as fast as you did, but good job, Todd. That was congratulations. And I do apologize if you do watch this. I did call you Tim one time.
Probably me too.
What was the other one? I called him Tom.
Just call him Big T.
I always tell everybody that, if I keep messing up your name, just go in and change your last name in the game so that last name is your full name, and then I can't mess it up.
No worries. That's fine.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Congrats, Todd, man. Great job again this year, man. Tremendous effort. Can't wait to do this video.
Yep. Hey, thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Good job, Todd.
Yep.
Yeah, that was crazy. It happened so quick that yellow coming up.
Yeah, sometimes these confusing things can happen. I thought we were going to let the race stand as it was, but I had a couple protests and we looked at it as quick as we could.
Yep.
This isn't a points race or anything like that, but it is important to get it right.
Yep,
we had a little mishap there at the end, but
I just watched all the replays on the broadcast, and it's pretty obvious 11 won it because we were racing back to the line.
Yeah, you're only going 25.
He'd be back to the line.
Yeah,
we got the caution before would cross the line. So when you cross the line, then that should have been the end of the race.
Well, Chuck, I mean, you ran good all night long, man. I mean, you deserved to finish where you did. It was a right up till the very end. It was overall, I give that race an A+. That was a fun one to be in.
I thought it was a blast.
Well, you know,
We got to get Nate in here.
the first thing, Chuck, though, you.
Oh, is it? Am I on the?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I didn't know
you're
that.
live on the air, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So the
I didn't know
first
that.
thing, first
Yeah,
thing,
it was a
Chuck,
good race. It was a lot of fun.
Didn't spin the tires. You do realize if you didn't spin your tires, you might.
Yeah. If I woulda, coulda, you know. I mean.
Yeah. Well, it was a good strategy. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know what I mean? If you would have stayed out, probably I thought more people would have gone in. You know, and if you'd have gone in and pitted, probably everybody would have stayed out. So, you know, with being that you were running up front, you know, and as competitive as you were, you know, it was the best strategy you could do. You know.
Yeah, I knew no matter what I did, everybody else was going to do the opposite. So.
Yep.
And I was glad the 11 and a few others stayed out.
Yeah.
If it just wouldn't have spun the tires, you know.
I thought you'd be okay. I mean, it would be close, but I thought it would be okay. Being that there were 6 of you that stayed out, you being on, you know, the pole starting car there. I thought maybe you might be able to pull it off, but until you hit that, we'll just say that somebody dropped Josh eggs on the track underneath your tires, and you just lost a little traction there.
Yeah, and you know, my tires didn't really look that bad, so I figured it wouldn't be that big a problem. But you know, nervous, restart of the race, you know.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of good drivers out there tonight. Everybody raced clean.
And then I got to apologize to him because I called him Chuck McClure once tonight.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's because you have a black car.
Remember Chuck Taylor, the old Converse shoes?
Yes. Yeah. Should have known that. Hey, if I don't mess up names, then then I'd be probably not doing this because I'm just not really good at names. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Well, what can you do?
Not much.
Like, like I said, the race was just
Yeah.
great job with everybody, man.
That was pretty.
Green flag pit stops. Got lucky and actually made it into pits and out without screwing up on that one. So
That was really good. You had a really good pit stop for sure.
everybody did really. All of us up front anyway. The top 4 or 5. Everybody did pretty good. But well, ain't win them all. Next year I'll get it.
There you go. Well, that's the positive attitude to look at to that.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Hopefully,
any questions for Chuck?
does somebody have questions?
No, just to say good job, man. I'm just kind of beside myself right now. I'm flabbergasted at reading some of this chat.
Yeah, we've got some big stats in the chat. We'll talk about that once the interviews are done.
Yeah.
Good job for you two putting it on, Brian, and hopefully we'll raise some money for the foundation. And let me throw a shout out to our troops overseas, man.
Absolutely.
Eastern, they're over there serving their country, and our astronauts in space.
Yeah, how is that going? I've heard something that they sent him out. I don't know how that is working. But you got anybody else you want to thank, Chuck? Thank them up.
Well, just the guys at ASR, and Brian and you guys, putting this show on. I had it on TV, and hopefully my parents watch it. I'll throw a shout out to them, Mom and Dad, and how you doing? I screwed up, but I had a good race, man. Had a lot of fun.
Still had a great finish, bud. So no matter what, you had an awesome finish for the night.
Yeah, it's a shame that came down to that. Did I cause the caution to come out there at the end when I spun the tires?
I don't know. There was 4 of you that did it. You weren't the only one. The one that had a good start was Nick.
That makes me feel a little better.
If you're moving it around like that, Blaine.
Yeah, I know. I just realized that. Straight down. I'm just making it huge now. Oh, wait, I shouldn't move it. I don't think I can scan that thing.
Silly.
All right, Chuck. Well,
Thanks,
congratulations on your 3rd place finish. We did it a little differently tonight. We did the leader first because we weren't really sure what was going on. But good job.
Well, thank you, and maybe we'll get some more bikes out there to them kids.
We got at least one. I know that, but like I said, Blaine's going to handle that.
I got a few actually.
Oh, nice.
I've got two of
If I'm
them.
reading that right, I'm about to go into tears here.
Yep.
Great, man.
We need to bring Nate down. Where is he here?
He's here. He has a key to the booth. He's allowed to walk in whenever he wants.
Oh, okay.
I think instead of once a year, we should do this about every 6 months or every 4 months.
Which is what you're going to
How
say
about
every
that?
week.
Bite your tongue, man.
So that sounds great, but you also have to understand, till like about right now, I don't know, but I think Brian's lost half of his hair in his head because he's been
Yes, I
trying
was
to
gonna
pull it
say.
out and trying to get this thing going, and just working his tail off to try to get this to be the best that it could be. And then once the green flag drops, he can kind of relax and go out there and drive. But he I don't think he can handle it every 3 months or every 4 months.
No.
Right.
After my performance tonight, I think Cannon has picked himself a new driver.
Brian's been complaining about it for about a week now, so
Yeah.
he
All
doesn't
right.
get off scot-free.
All right. Well, Nate Balzer, you got a copy, buddy.
I got a copy.
So, if you were a little quicker on the draw, because you and Todd Wilson were the only ones that did not spin the tires. You almost beat him to the line, so but you also wasn't in that front row of where he was, so that that made it a little harder for you. But you did get a better start than he did. You almost got there. You did finish second on the night, which is all in all a pretty good night. You ran, you weren't the top dog all night up in the front, but you were right there in contention, kind of just waiting for the race to run out and play it through. If I saw it the way I saw it, am I correct?
You are absolutely correct, Rod. You always are, brother. You do a good call, and I think mostly I was just trying to save tires and not spin out. When you take off to go green, I was really, really concentrating on both those things, and just really not so much early on trying to, catch that group. We were, a little bit back there. It was just mostly just trying to save tires and just make it through,
And all in all, not a points race, so you're just out there just to trying to do the best you can to help support the Cannon Memorial Race and to raise funds for the, the stuff that, the bikes for kids. And I just looked over at the chat. Wow.
Yeah,
pretty awesome. So
they've got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but congratulations on that, though. That's pretty cool. Finishing second. The strategy I didn't think was gonna. I questioned it. There was 6 of you that stayed out. The rest of the guys come in, took 4 tires, and we saw it. We saw what it did. Unfortunately, the caution flag came out before you guys got to the line, which changed the whole complexity of it. But do you think if it had gone green? Do you think that strategy would have been the better one? Really, you know what I mean? Because I think you ended up around 4th across the line. Because everybody raced back, not knowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were good on gas, and the tires were at 75%. So, but when we saw the leaders going in there, we went, this might not be a good idea.
No.
So you don't know how that's going to turn out. But obviously 75% tires was good enough, and for how it ended, it was crazy, and who knows how it turns out. So you have to flip a coin. Do we go in or do we stay out? Or so track position. I'm going to stay out now.
I'm going to have to teach you my launch trick off the line. Help you out a little bit. I have a really cool trick that launches me right off the line, really, really good. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a while since I run on this track, and but it's a great track, and
yeah.
I got to give a shout out to Alex Moe, the Michigan man himself. I spoke with him last night on a couple tips and tricks, and the guy knows what he's doing. So, hats off to Alex Moe.
He definitely is the king of Michigan about any driver I know.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Lane, do you have any questions for Nate?
Well, I don't have any launch tips, but I have some lunch tips because I'm always hungry. But yeah, man, awesome race, and the car design's cool. We got right on it at the start of the broadcast. You got the Cannon's picture on there, and always for the ASPCA, man. It's cool to see that rig.
Oh yeah, it's definitely, and it went good with the theme, for Cannon and all that. So it was perfect. Brian, he wanted it, and he put his stamp on it, and it was a great theme for a car for this race.
That was outstanding, Nate. I'm so glad to see you up there podium, because that is an important piece to this race. Cannon loved his animals. I said in the pre-race, Cannon was an animal guy, and he was even called the kitten whisperer. He loved his kittens and stuff. So we took those pictures of him and his pets and his animals, and he loved going to like the petting zoos and stuff with the ducks and the deer and all that stuff. But the ASPCA, Nate, I just have the utmost respect for you, because you're just one of those guys that races with a purpose, you know what I mean, for a cause. Seeing that ASPCA car out there is just an added element to this goodwill event, and it's just awesome, man. Tremendous job tonight, great race, and respect as always, brother.
I appreciate it, and back at you, brother. And thank you guys for hosting the upcoming cancer race that's going to be changed to all forms of cancer, and I appreciate you guys hosting that, and that should be a great one too.
And don't forget, anytime. Nate, too, we started our season 2 for our Saturday Night Super Speedways deal coming up next week, and then the following week we got other special events. But ASR, man, we are on the map. We are on the forefront of this community. And, it's guys like Nate and these guys who all participated tonight that have put us there. And we couldn't be more grateful. I couldn't be more happy with the outcome of this event tonight.
Absolutely. You guys just blew up, man. You guys are on the map. And I'm just happy to be here. And I thank you very much for the invite for such a great cause. It's such a tragic loss for Cannon. Life just cut short. Didn't even get to live. But the way you honor him and everybody else is just a wonderful thing. So thank you.
Thank you, man, and thank your wife too for the wonderful donation, and for getting us that QR code thing. I don't know how that stuff works.
She's the brain
with that. Yeah, Nate's wife come up with that for us, and so we thank her, and thank you guys thank everybody who donated, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But man, thanks for everybody that came out and showed up and stood in the gap for Cannon, like Bobby Kiger says. I don't want the kid to be forgotten. That's the most important thing to me. He's not just another statistic. He was just a special kid, man. He was just the coolest little kid. Loved his go-karts. I think he was getting ready to step into kart racing himself. So just like his, I got to thank Cannon's family too. Ellie and Archie have, supported my racing with Cannon and this event, and in the building of this track and stuff with Aycroft rental properties, putting their name on it for us, and they've just been terrific. And Stephen and Gwen Hinnant and Greg and Wendy Waddell, Cannon's grandparents, have been just real supportive of all this and very welcoming towards us, and just a wonderful family. No family deserves this kind of tragedy, but excuse me. Cannon was a special kid, and if I have anything to say about it, he's not going to be forgotten. And if and when there comes a time that I can't race anymore, and my legacy, I guess I would want it to be, if anybody ever remembers me, oh, Brian Wolfeld, that was that guy that helped out kids with his racing. You know what I mean? If I'm remembered for that, then I've lived a happy life.
Fine legacy. Yep.
Very well said.
Great job tonight, Nate. By everybody, really. That was a fun race.
Yeah, it was. Thanks a lot, buddy.
All right, well, we'll get you out of here, Nate. You have a good race. You had a good race, and congratulations. And we'll see you probably next Saturday on the ASR.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be there, and looking forward to seeing you guys at Tarnation TV as always.
All right, good job.
We'll be here. Thanks, Nate.
Thanks.
Yeah, we'll see him a few times next week. We got to broadcast about 6 races, I think.
Yeah.
He'll be there in a couple of them, I know that for sure, man. But what a success, dude. Like, we're going up the list here. So, Teresa, a huge thank you to her on the YouTube feed. She's updating us with all the numbers. Enough money to buy a few bikes tonight, because they're saying they generated at when the race finished. And like I said, these links don't go anywhere. The links are in the description. You can click that QR code. Of course, if you're watching on a replay, everything's still active, so you can keep on giving. At the end of the race at the checkered flag, it was $680, and that's $680 more that they had before this race started. So that's fantastic.
That is outstanding. Oh my gosh, you don't even know the pride I'm feeling right now.
I mean, you wanted one bike, you got about probably 2 or 3 out of that.
Absolutely. And, I guess, they work with different vendors and stuff where they can go and, different vendors donate different items and stuff like that. But, man, every dollar goes towards helping out kids somehow. You know what I mean? And with the stats that I'm reading in there, it's like, we're successful. It's, wow. I'm so proud of everybody that was involved.
Very cool.
So we'll see you next spring. Because you need a break. You need about 11 and a half months off, eh?
Yeah, I was very frazzled at the beginning of this because, you always have one or two that,
There's
what
always
mod
a
is this
hitch.
again? Yeah, what mod are we running? 10 minutes to go to green flag and, and stuff like that. So, and then car files were an issue at the beginning there, but we got it straightened out.
Awesome event, though, dude. You did a fantastic job. I couldn't even imagine. We run the broadcast side of things, and it's all pretty much locked in. We got to update a bunch of stuff, obviously, from year to year, but for you to create the event from scratch every time, it can't be easy to do that. So congratulations on a job well done, dude, because I think it went off with a home run, to say the least.
I appreciate it. And I've already got thoughts in my head for next year. I mean, I'm not going to panic over it just yet like I did today, but, we're going to be maybe looking at a special pace car for Bryson next year. And he did a good job tonight. I want to give a shout out to, Cannon's brothers and sisters, Carly, Ava, Bryson, and Braylon, Bonnie and Lee, their parents. Thank those guys so much for just sharing Cannon with us and, being so generous with sharing him with us and letting us keep his spirit and his memory alive. And this is how we do it, by having fun racing. I know it's probably selfish in the eyes of some, but you know what? We helped out a couple kids, so there you have it.
Yeah, that makes it all worth it.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for donating your time and all your energy and work that you put into this stuff. The screens look great. The broadcast looked great. We had those core issues in the past, and all that's behind us now. And man, onward and upward. And don't forget to tune in this Saturday night. Watch us race at Talladega.
Yeah, we'll be there broadcasting at race number 1 at the Super Speedway. What's the name of the series? I can't remember.
The Talladega Premier, the Premier Talladega Super Speedway Series.
Right, okay. Season number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah. That'll be a good one, man. It's always fun. So, running a different mod over there, too. This game never ceases to amaze. The sim never ceases to amaze. And, a flawless event this evening. So, Rod, did you have any final words before we wrap this thing up?
That was a great race. I mean, a little confusing at the end there, but all in all, it was some really good racing there. We had green flag pit stops, which I always love that. Some people tune in to watch Rex. I would tune in to watch racing.
Yeah.
Being a race car driver, I know what it feels like when you hit those walls, so you don't want to do that. But it was a great race. God cause, raised great money. That was awesome. Looking forward to the next time if Brian will have me back.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you guys will be here next year. Well, you guys will be here next week.
You'll be here tomorrow.
I might not.
That's right.
I might not be. I have to have that discussion with Blaine afterwards. But we'll see.
We'll figure it out. Yeah,
we're gonna have to figure out a way to get you guys actually in the race next time. Well, maybe we could work on that. But
that'd be cool. Yeah,
we can do it.
Get FRN to do it. Yeah,
it'll be a little interesting.
Well, then Blaine can't push all the buttons.
Yeah.
Nope. I'll be pushing the pedals.
He's just gonna.
But thanks everybody again for coming out and supporting us. This is all thanks to All-Star Racing League and all the guys and all the components that go into that. And it's our hobby, you know what I mean? It's fun. And if we can race for a good cause and do this for a good cause and raise a couple bucks and help out some kids who might not otherwise, get the chance. So we're real pleased about that. And thanks for Teresa and Bonnie for even creating the Ride on Cannon, and onward and upward, man. Until next year, thanks everybody again.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching in the YouTube chat. Teresa, huge thank you to you for keeping us up to date on all the numbers. Everybody who clicked on this thing, watched this thing live, thank you very much. Anybody who's watching on the replay, that is awesome as well. The donation link remains active, so keep on clicking it. We know we're just shy of 700 here about half an hour ago, so who knows what it is now. But hey, it's climbing, and that's awesome to see. Of course, ASR for hosting this whole thing tonight with the TeamSpeak communication services, the race server, all the artists who painted the cars, Rod Weston for helping me in the co-host seat. He basically does all the work now. It's awesome. And and so I can focus on the broadcast. The whole thing comes together flawlessly. So as always, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep a shtick on the ice.